Are you Chinese?
Yeah, my parents are from Taiwan, actually.
Okay.
I was born here,
Okay.
so I guess I'm second generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are. Yeah. What are you going to tell them in terms of we need people to come to Iowa still?
One thing that I've noticed since I've been here, everyone is open to talking. I think Iowans are used to it. But what I did notice is a lot of people are undecided. So those are the people that we have to turn out. I do notice that there's the support for certain people, like Biden or Buttigieg in some neighborhoods. They do support them, but they're not looking to caucus. A lot of folks are either going out of town or they just don't bother to. A lot of people that I talked to that were caucusing, though, were undecided. So I think it's very important for, if anybody can, to come out to Iowa to caucus, or not to caucus, but to canvass. Reason being, like, the weather's getting bad. If people are having a hard time getting there, I know Yang Gang is going to turn out. So it's important to get that enthusiasm behind people and just getting everyone, out that day.
So, what is your story of becoming a Yang Gang?
So I've been, my whole life I've actually paid attention to politics quite a bit. I've never really liked anyone. The first person that I really liked was actually Bernie in 2016. But the only thing I did was I gave $27. I watched the media pretty much screw him over. And I was really mad. I bitched and complained to people, but I didn't do anything about it. I just, just complained. And then so I decided to not register as a Democrat anymore, and I became an independent. And then 2017, I saw the Politico story where Andrew was running. So I looked at his website. I thought everything looked good, but it was 2017, so I figured, it's 2 years early. So I think in March, my son, who's now a freshman at Davis, asked me if I've heard of Andrew Yang, and I said, oh yeah, it's the guy that's running on UBI. And he told me, he's blowing up on Reddit, and he just did a Joe Rogan podcast. So I watched that, and I realized that not only does he have the right message, but he has the right personality for it. He's someone that can relate to everybody. He can talk about almost every topic, it seems like. So I started going down the hole of watching every single YouTube video I could find of Yang. So Fung Bros. Later, soon after, it was like Breakfast Club. I think everyone that's Yang Gang knows the path that you go down for that. And then so the first time I decided I donated right away. But the first time I decided to do anything was to go to a fundraiser at the Hawthorne in San Francisco. And that's back in the day where only Zach and Carly were the two people running the event, and it was Andrew. And he had more time to speak with us then. And when you meet him, you realize he's a guy that really cares. He's genuine. And then, so even at that point, I wasn't sure if I would volunteer. I was working full-time. I have 2 kids. And I noticed when I went to the fundraiser how nice everybody was. How Yang Gang kind of, it's really easy to talk to everybody. So I signed up for the DNC summer meeting in San Francisco and met a few people. And they convinced me to go start phone banking in San Mateo, so I did that. I've met so many awesome people. Like, I'm close friends with a lot of folks now. And then I came to Yangapalooza like 2 months ago. And I've always liked Iowa. I've traveled the Midwest quite a bit, so I've worked in Iowa for a few weeks different times. So coming here, I didn't have to be convinced, even if it were cold. And then you really feel like family when you meet Yang Gang. And I said to everyone, I'm definitely coming back for Yang Week. People in Iowa are so open to listen to you. And when I was here for Yangapalooza, we would be at the bar, and if there were like 5 or 6 Yang Gang people having fun, everyone came over. They were curious to see what is so fun over here. And we told them about the campaign, and they thought it was so cool that 1,000 people or so would fly in or drive in from everywhere here because they were so passionate. And one thing that I noticed about Yang Gang when they do canvass, nobody follows a script because everyone has their own story. So that's kind of how it kind of grew on me, that there's so much passion, there's so much kindness within Yang Gang.
Great. What kind of specialty you are in?
So I've been an IT project manager for about 20-some years, so I'm kind of in that corporate structure where I sit in a cubicle, I attend meetings, so forth. One thing that Andrew talks about that resonates is the gig economy, where although we get paid pretty well, they can drop us whenever they want and leave us without benefits. And that's happened to me before. Luckily for me, I am able to pay for my own benefits, but I know a lot of people that just take a risk on it, not being insured. So that's another thing that I just find is just unacceptable in this country, that the most common reason why people go bankrupt is because they get sick. And that's not right in a country where we have so much abundance, and yet we have so many people that have nothing. So back to my line of work. I think that's what you asked me. So I got caught up in the corporate structure where I just sit in a cubicle and I do stuff that I don't care about. And 2 months ago, I got fed up with it and I quit. I just flat out quit and said, I don't need to do this anymore. It doesn't make me happy. So I've been on my own journey for a couple months trying to find happiness, and I realized it wasn't what I was doing before. And a lot of Yang Gang has been very therapeutic for me. Not only for me, I've literally talked to maybe 30, 40 people, different Yang Gang that had either they were struggling or they were trying to find themselves. And it's very comforting to be able to open up to people, and they in turn open up also. So it's become a support group in a way also while we're doing this. And that's why flying out someplace, like I came to Iowa only knowing 2 other people, but even if I didn't know them, I always know when you go someplace with Yang Gang, you get along with everyone and they're your family right away.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you.